I think that the Cavs will win the finals. I'm pretty sure they'll play the Warriors.
Are we still rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
No, talk to me about that after. If you're serious, there's a bet we can make that will pay you a lot of money.
A bet we can make?
Yeah.
Wait.
I just feel like I understand it's incredible to witness greatness. Dynasties only happen so often. It's wonderful to see, like the perfect team, the perfect modern team in action. But part of me just wants to see them taken down a peg or two. Am I out of my mind?
No, I'm just staring at Kevin's shoes right now, and he's wearing Under Armours. And that shows you how great Stephen Curry is.
That's
He's gotten
true.
to the
That's
point
true.
that
That's
Kevin
true.
O'Connor, who writes about the NBA, cares about the NBA, loves basketball, has gotten to the point where Under Armours...
from Boston.
Yeah. And that's Stephen Curry. That's the magic. That's what Michael Jordan did, and it's beautiful.
With the Warriors, though, like having this juggernaut in the league, doesn't that make it a little bit more exciting, though? To have that team everybody's trying to take down, like Enes Kanter's traded, and he's like, please, just take down the Warriors, beat the Warriors. Like, isn't that...
What a loser.
Would anything be more exciting, though, if the Warriors lost?
I think I would agree with you if it was football, but instead it's 82 games in 8 months, and
That's a lot of inevitability.
and it's a lot of like a long, trying playoffs where every day feels like 3 days, and I love it.
Counterpoint, the Warriors' success hinges upon two frail stars. Steph has a lot of ankle problems, or he did.
He once did.
He once did. And Durant has foot problems.
Once
he
did.
Once
Yeah.
did. But they could come back.
What do you think? I mean, are we ready for the Warriors to be a villain? Like, they have not been, I don't think with KD last year they were really villainous because we were kind of like, but it'd be really cool if Kevin Durant won a championship. Are they a
But
villain
you wanted
now?
to see you wanted to see what their win streak was going to be. You wanted to see if they could pull it off. You were waiting for it to implode almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're full-on villains now, especially Steph. Political commentary aside, I think though that's why, as maybe the room's expert on good guys and bad guys.
Yeah.
And, I think that's probably why Juliet likes him. Likes Steph again.
Counterintuitive.
I love jerks.
He
It's
embraced
true.
the dark side.
The thing is, though, Steve Kerr is like just top-notch human. Like, he is definitely not a villain.
That's the problem, is that they're not even like the first year of the Heat where they were so full of themselves and like making fun of Dirk's cold, and it just felt like, everybody was hoping that they would have to go through some trials and tribulations. The Warriors are just like, that's part of the problem, is I can't even, it's not the Patriots. I can't even work myself up to hate them.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's making me hate them more.
Individually, they're all mild personalities.
Yeah, and they're like good guys, it seems like. And I just
Yeah.
they're not, it's not like they're like the Van Gundy or Pat Riley Knicks where they're like dropping forearms and guys' sternums and like playing dirty. They're playing the best basketball on the planet,
Yeah.
right?
And it's a fun style of play.
Yeah.
Moving the ball, unselfish, shooting a lot of threes. It's fun.
Yeah. It's just weird to watch like so many other people's legacies, so many other people's careers come up against them and butt their heads against them. Like Popovich, Chris Paul, like the Thunder, like as a whole franchise. It's just like everybody's comes up short.
Well, at least we have other teams that are trying to put together superstar rosters now.
Yeah, that makes it kind of interesting.
Last year, it felt like it was possible that a lot of teams were just going to sit out the next 4 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
just let it go. And at least
That would've been tough.
we have teams that are trying now.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Who do you think is the biggest threat
What do you mean?
to the Warriors?
To the Warriors?
Yes. In the Western Conference, LeBron aside.
I don't think there is a threat.
So you don't believe in the Rockets?
No.
What-
I don't believe in the Thunder. No. I don't believe in any of them. This
What
is a
about Blake
three-peat.
Griffin?
This is a three-peat. You're about to see a three-peat right now. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we're
Are
going to
we
see
up
what
to
happens.
3 or are we up to 1? Like,
We're
do
at
you count
1
the
right now.
one?
It could have been already. It could have already happened.
Could have been a
And then
5.
LeBron stole one. Good for him. Good for Cleveland. Congrats. And now we're at a point where it's going to be the Durant three-peat, where everyone's going to, be like, this is the guy, right? We're going to coordinate Durant, probably. Or he's going to be like one of those guys that's on the Showtime Lakers, and he's James Worthy, and he gets one Finals MVP, but it goes back to Clay, Draymond, and Steph.
That's like almost like the subplot that's almost as interesting as anything else, because it's hard to like be like, well, yeah, if this happens and this happens and another team could beat them. Instead, you're almost thinking about like, what are the internal dynamics of the Warriors, right?
I mean, why haven't we talked about Clay yet? It's been like 10 minutes. He's the most fun part of that team.
Is he?
Yes, first of all, he's coming back with a new hairstyle this season, so that's really big.
Is it the same goatee style as before?
I think so.
Then I'm out. So.
But it kind of weirdly, his hair looks more like Steph's now. I don't know. It's just weird. Clay is so much fun. You guys just need to embrace Clay into
Do you
your
think
heart.
KD broke up the Splash Brothers as a concept?
Yes.
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 That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It's messed up.
I think Clay gets jealous when he sees those two become like the Scotty and Jordan, you know, because like that was him.
I don't think Clay has emotions.
I don't think he gets jealous.
I would
He's
think
like,
that
I'm good. See you in Vegas.
from an art director's point of view, I thought the same thing. And on day one of media day last year, it was just Steph and KD taking all these photos together, and I would think that the Warriors PR department would have been smart enough to put everybody in the picture together if they thought it was going to be a personality conflict.
Yeah. Is there anything to suggest that this would be a really tough task for them to make a fourth straight final?
I think Houston is the team like you have to really hope for, because like with their 3-point shooting, like their highs can be really, really high.
But isn't that what we said last year?
It is, but now they have another guy with Chris Paul. They have somebody else that they can lean on.
His ass beat the past 4 years.
He has. But now he's playing with maybe the best player he's ever played with, in James Harden. So it's like that's a team with
Blake
lethal
Griffin just heard that.
lethal 3-point shooting, the ability to really have like a real hot streak that could take him out. I think that's what you're hoping for, and that's what Daryl Morey alluded to.
Yeah,
you know,
risk
the
profile
higher
thing.
variance.
Yeah.
And that's what they have.
Okay, here's my question though. If KD never went to the Warriors and this Rockets team still existed, are we still so sure that they are like beatable?
The Warriors?
The Warriors without KD.
Would they be beatable by this
Would
Rockets
this Rockets team like no question beat them?
I honestly, this is the hardest part about these hypotheticals, is that I'm not entirely sure the Warriors wouldn't be just as good without Kevin Durant.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
Harrison Barnes would have won
taken
Finals
the lead.
MVP last year.
But they would have been much more susceptible to injury. So if any of the core three guys got hurt, I would have been like, well, that's like a 3 seed, you know. But it's like, even now, I'm kind of like, I watch them and I'm just like, I don't really know that like anybody could beat them if they didn't have the second best player in the NBA.
How important is the 1 seed to them for their repeat this year? Because that's the reason to do it, right?
I think it's very important.
You really think that it's that important in the finals or in
the West, like West, to get out of the West.
But I thought you just said like nobody in the West is even
But
seeing
it's
them.
like that's a fail-safe. So like say we play in round 2 and Monte Eunice slips on the floor and Steph hurts his knee and then we have to put, you know what I mean? Like
The only
if
team that I
moment
think that's a
happens
big
again.
concern with is Oklahoma. I feel like they could go. Houston's
Yeah.
an art gallery. They could go in there. Like I've seen Houston. It's still empty in the second quarter, like in a playoff.
They
game.
try to literally smoke you out though with
Yeah.
their pregame pyrotechnics.
That's right.
I really hate that.
That place is quiet. I went there last year, and like it is a really quiet stadium. James Harden scored like 55 points, and
I was
you almost
outraged
don't
by
even
that.
notice.
I was outraged by that. I was like,
it's
you know
crazy.
how long Philadelphia's been waiting to have a good team? Like you guys have James Harden, and you're not even going to be here on time. So what are people in Houston doing?
They're in traffic.
So everywhere's in traffic. Like make time. Cut out early. Be like boss.
Get Travis Scott in there, hype up the game, do like an MC during the game.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask this to borrow a Zach Loweism, a Bill Simmonsism. In terms of league pass rankings, in terms of like how excited you are to watch the Warriors on a nightly basis, right? Because we all watch a ton of basketball. You have your slate of games. Are you making time to watch the Warriors on a nightly basis?
Absolutely not.
No.
There are so many teams
Okay.
that have been changed this season.
Yeah, let's talk about who your favorite players are.
Well, okay.
Ish Smith.
Look, he's not my favorite player, but
He's
no.
awesome. He's awesome. He's great.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
There are so many more teams that are like changed up this year that I would rather see, because it's like, how are the Thunder going to work? How are the Wolves going to work? How are the Kings going to work? There's so many random. The Sixers.
No, I'm not
even.
shaking my head. You know what I'm
Yeah.
shaking my head at is like this is basketball now.
Yeah.
The regular
Yeah.
season is like an experiment, and then the playoffs are like, okay, now let the adults eat.
I think when you look at the league pass rankings, you got to look in like quarters of the season.
Yeah.
I totally agree. The first, like, I'm going to be very interested in the Lakers the first 20
Yeah.
games. Well,
Right.
probably for the first 12 games, and then they'll fall off, right? I mean,
Totally.
The Nets look really good. The Timberwolves. I mean, I think the Thunder. You'll be, but the better teams. Like, I'm going to be more interested in the Thunder and the Rockets by game 30 or so when they're actually hopefully clicking and we can see what these teams actually look like.
Yeah, and you like all the big clashes, like the first time X team plays the Warriors, X team plays the
Right,
Warriors.
those are
LeBron
obviously,
goes or
yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Obviously, those
What about
would
you,
be
Tate?
fun.
Do you care about the Cavs though? Like, do you want to watch the Cavs?
Then,
That's the
I want to
difference,
see
like-
what it looks like to watch these weird old dudes play together.
I think the Warriors are the best show in basketball, and I think that they go out every night and they're like, we are an act. Like we are all performers, and like we're shooting a ball. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters every single night. That's why they're the best show in town. The Cleveland Cavaliers, like I have watched LeBron. I mean, since I can't. It's so long.
Yeah.
I've had to watch him play basketball. I'm so tired of him and watching them do the same thing.
Wow.
And so I'm not gonna watch him.
But do you remember?
I'm gonna wait till the playoffs when I see real LeBron. I don't want to see like LeBron like. like doing this. I want to see when he's like running full speed trying to dunk on people. Like like he saves that. Like,
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I've never seen LeBron do
So
that.
Oh
you're
my
saying
God.
you're like, no, I'm not gonna watch because I want to watch experimental teams. I want to watch these.
There are
new teams
other
together.
teams I would rather watch.
You're like, I'm just
yeah.
not. I'm not trying to check for Cleveland. Warriors are the best show. on
There's the #1 show. Yeah.
There's no question it's entertaining, but it's like, are you gonna go see the best movie out like 7 times in a row, or are you going to go see all the different ones? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you going to see the best one 7 nights in a row?
Dunkirk 7 times.
All right.
You can do both.
I'm with you, Tate. I like watching the Warriors. I kind of find it like it's just sort of like easy. It's just easy to have on in the background while doing other stuff.
That's the thing. Like it's not even that I'm gassing the Warriors.
It's the Kenny G of basketball. It's easy listening, easy watching.
And I think
Wow.
like they wanted to take down LeBron, right? Like people don't hate Steph or hate Draymond or hate Clay. Like they like them individually
hate
as
Draymond.
people. Well, maybe.
I also
like,
think Steph has a lot of haters.
But Draymond doesn't like people. I think Draymond doesn't take games over the way that Durant, Kobe, like those guys. Like 'cause I was just thinking about part of the reason why watching them sometimes is not. It's weirdly like anticlimactic is because it isn't an individual thing where it's like, wow, Steph's just not gonna let them lose. It's like, no, one guy's gonna be open, and even if you're up 10 points on them, they'll be up by 4 like in 2 minutes. Like they can turn around and any lead can go away.
Well, it's an all-NBA team. It's not even just an all-star team. It's an
Right.
all-NBA first team, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's the disappointment that you're touching on. But like Tate said, I mean, they really are just the best show.
Yeah.
And I enjoy watching them. But with that said, like,
Do you like writing about them?
Not really.
Yeah.
I like writing about them in May and June, but
Yeah.
the whole season, I mean, what is there? There's not a lot to say.
The excitement of like, is Steph gonna go off? Is Clay gonna go off? Is gone because they don't like the way that they're managed on the court is just different, and there's not the same kind of like, oh, one of them is popping off tonight. Like you said, they kind of like ruined the Splash Brothers, and it's
Yeah.
because they share the ball, and it's not just like Steph's broken all the records. Like he's kind of moved on from that. It seems like it isn't as like free throw or.
I think that's a great point. And that's kind of what's changed for me because just 2 years ago, like there was that thrill and excitement when Steph is getting hot and you feel it
yeah,
coming on.
man.
When Clay's getting hot.
That was the league pass alert. That was
Exactly.
everybody turns on because Steph's heating up. Yeah.
And that's, you said something earlier about like, could the Warriors, they still could win the finals without Kevin Durant. And it's like, yeah, they could. But that's like where the difference is like KD is really like their buffer. Like if somebody else is off, he's a guy you can always lean on.
Yeah, and
where
I think
you are
that's
going to
just
win
like
those
what,
games.
just to echo what I was saying, like that's just the only disappointing part about this for real is that like it's just like a very long season to get to a part where you're like, even LeBron James, like if the Warriors are at full strength, like it's just kind of impossible to figure out a way to beat them. If you had to like pick one concern troll storyline that could trip them up, is it Draymond ego out of control? Is it Steve Kerr back flare up, doesn't want to coach anymore? Is it KD and Steph Under Armour Nike spotlight wars? Like what is the thing that could trip them up?
I think the only thing that could possibly trip them up would be some sort of like personal grievance between KD and Steph. I think everything else is smooth sailing.
I know. It's just like what
It means injuries, right?
but there have to be multiple.
But
ones,
that's
Two,
right?
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's
it
not
happened to
concern
the
troll,
Thunder
that's
though.
real.
That,
Yeah.
remember like that crazy Thunder stretch where like 5 guys were out?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Do you think if Draymond got hurt, they would still win the finals?
Yes, but it would be a lot harder.
Okay.
Let's put Durant at the 5.
I know. I hate
Put him
this
at
is
the
like, I
5.
hate this small ball stuff because it's like nothing matters.
Also, think about their pickups this offseason. They were really good. Like Omri Cassie's like good for them.
I know.
Jordan
and, like,
Bell.
Jordan Bell is
Yeah.
like gonna be good, and what's the name of their McCall will be better, and like Nick Young is a really good 3-point
What would
shooter.
have been the heat check pickup for them, Tate? Because Jamal Crawford was talking about how he was thinking about going to Golden State. Like, how weird could they have gotten? I guess they got Nick Young, so it can't get any weirder. But they could have gone, like, what if they had gotten Beasley?
Yeah, Beasley would be weird. Are you talking about like just weird personalities or just
Yeah,
like
what's the personality they could have been like, we can fix this guy?
OJ Mayo? That would have been the tightest thing ever if they revived OJ Mayo. And OJ Mayo was like pointing at Michael Jordan. It was like, we're going for 7. You know? Like, that would have been tight.
Larry Sanders.
Yeah, Larry
Can
Sanders.
OJ play?
Yeah, he's back now. Like he can actually be on it. I don't think they'll let him after what happened with the Bucks. I know that's like a sensitive subject and everything, but yeah. I think he could do it. They could revive him, but Vince Carter should have gone. That was who I wanted to go.
Project past this finals or whatever. Who's the first guy to defect? Is it Draymond being like, I want to run the Pistons. Like, I want the Pistons built around me. I want to go home to Detroit, win it for Detroit, win it for Michigan. You know, like, I want to be, I mean, I know he's East Lansing, but like, I want to be back in Michigan and I want to be the focal point of a team?
I think it's Clay.
I think it's Clay too.
Yeah, I think it's Clay, and he goes to LA, and he's like, I'm tired of Steph being like this goody two shoes and telling me how I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna be in clubs every night. I'm gonna be partying. Me and Michael Thompson are gonna have a show. Like it's gonna be the time of our lives.
His brother or
I
his
can't
dad?
think
Dad.
of a worse show than Clay and Michael Thompson.
I would watch
Disagree.
it 100%.
I think Michael Thompson's like mean to him, so it would be really entertaining.
he'd be like, "Clay,
he's
step
like
it up."
he's like a stage dad. No,
Yeah,
he is.
yeah.
Like when Clay had the 37-point quarter and the 60-point game, Michael Thompson was like he could have had more. He left him on the table.
Can we just do a quick cap check on the Lakers? Like, how many guys can they get?
Well, that's sort of the thing. I
Paul
like.
George, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Klay Thompson are all going to the Lakers.
Paul George not going to Lakers?
Yeah, I don't-
That's my prediction.
I
he's
think
gonna
he's
stay in Oklahoma?
Clippers. I think he's Clippers all day, and I think LeBron's going to the Lakers, and LeBron's going to start looking around, and he's like, I want someone to blow them up. I have to get rid of them. So how do I get rid of them? I go to Clay, who's definitely the weakest of the four, and I'm just like, poach him, bring him to LA with me, and then. You think Klay Thompson can't guard Stephen Curry every single night?
He can.
He can
Yeah,
every
man.
single night.
Klay.
And that's a great rivalry. You're talking about the Bay versus LA. You get 4 years of that. LeBron rides it out. He does like the Kareem stuff. There you go. That's TV.
Wow, I asked you to project forward, and you like wrote a
That was
sci-fi
He's
story.
ready.
incredible.
Yeah.
Philip K. Dick of the Lakers over here.
What do you think?
Does
Did you-
anybody think Durant would be the first to leave?
I think, yeah.
I mean, think about what
depend
happened
on
this
if
summer.
he keeps going on this track of like I'm
lost.
I'm like lost, and if he's like I
Yeah.
need to go have another experience, you know.
Do
what
some
I mean?
ayahuasca, dude, and like come back. Like,
But,
just
like-
do some drugs.
So he's up when,
Go
He
find
would lose-
yourself.
he would lose.
He's got a 2-year deal, I believe.
and so what would be in play for him? There would be the
19.
Miami thing.
There's a lot of homes he could go home to. He could go back.
I think he
he
has
could
an
go back to
option.
OKC. He could go to Washington. He could go to somewhere in Texas.
He can't go to Washington. They can't afford him now.
I'd go to Miami or somewhere in Texas for no
he has an
taxes.
option, so they could like theoretically, like let's say this year, no matter how it goes, and let's say they want to move on, they could do a sign and trade, like, or he can opt into the 2018-19 deal.
All right, guys. To wrap up, we'll just go around the circle. Warriors, are they going to repeat this year? Juliet,
No.
Tate,
Yes, 3-peat.
Yes, for sure.
no, Cavs.
Yes.
Repeat.
You and I. Thank God we share an office
Thank
together.
God we're office roommates.